friends, today we'll see the topic self-inspection. Self-inspection is very important for ensuring the quality in pharmaceutical manufacturing. Self-inspection is playing major role for maintaining the regulatory compliance, then patient safety, then product quality. Here we'll see why self-inspection matter, regulatory compliance and patient safety. First of all, we'll see the impact of self-inspection on regulatory compliance. If we are maintaining the robust schedule of self-inspection, then we can identify the risk where observation can come. We can mitigate the risks, and also if any non-compliances are identified, we can work on those non-compliances and we can take a major corrective actions on those non-compliances, and we can maintain the day-to-day regulatory compliance as well as will not get the observation during the GMP audit. Now we'll see the impact of self-inspection on patient safety. During the earlier stages of manufacturing, if we are identifying the defects, we can counter those effects and it will not go in the final product. So we can ensure the patient safety. In the same way, we can see the early detection. Early detection, there are many issues we can find out in the early stages. If we are finding out such type of issues in the early stages, we can counter it in time so that we can save time as well as money. Now we will see the inspection program. Under inspection program, we will see the scope, frequency and team. First of all, we will discuss about the scope. The scope of self-inspection is very wide. It is applicable for entire company. It is applicable for facility, it is applicable for processes, it is applicable for procedure, it is applicable for documents, and it is applicable for personnel as well. If we see the frequency of self-inspection, it is totally depend on risk identified as well as the regulatory recommendations. But as per the industry standard, most of the companies are performing self-inspection twice in a year. As far as team is concerned, whatever the self-inspection auditors, those editors should be knowledgeable and they are very good in that particular topic so that they can identify the risk or non-compliances and we can take a corrective actions on those observations. So the good team is very important for the self-inspection, and also for self-inspection we should do the training of self-inspectors. Now we'll see the key areas covered under the self-inspection, like facilities, equipment, documentation and personnel. In the facility section, we can check the cleanliness of facility, then maintenance level of facility, as well as the facility should be comply as per the layout. Then we have to check the equipments. Equipment should be calibrated, qualified and in working conditions. Then after that we have to ensure the documentation quality. Under documentation there are many procedures come. It is called as the SOP, as well as manufacturing procedures recorded in the BMR batch manufacturing record and BPR batch packaging record. Also protocols like process validation protocol, qualification protocol, whole time study protocol, stability protocol. These all protocol also comes under documentation, and we have to review those protocols also. And last, personnel also, we have to interview the personnel so that we will identify the procedures and we can conclude the gaps, and after conclusion we can take some corrective action on the gaps. Before conducting the inspection, we should make the checklist ready. That checklist covers all the sections where we have to perform the audits, and all the means detailing is done in the checklist. And during audit we have to perform the self inspection as reference, as per the reference of checklist, so that we can do it 100%. Now observations, we have to record the observations properly, and by observing the procedures and operations, so that we'll identify the deviations, and we have to record those deviations in the observation section. And interviews, we have to interview the personnel working in that particular section, so that we will identify the procedures, and we can uh, see the gaps, and according to the gaps we can take a corrective actions for those gaps. Now we'll see how we have to document the findings. First of all, those findings are clear, means it is unambiguous findings, and those findings should be concise. It should be means brief and to the point, so that user can understand it easily, and they can act on that particular finding. And also it is actionable. In actionable means we should recommend some corrective actions, so that users can easily work on the observations. Here we will see the corrective and preventive actions. Uh, After addressing the deficiencies, we have to take a corrective and preventive actions. If you see in this picture, there are four stages in the corrective and preventive actions. First of all, we have to identify the observation. Then we have to correct the observation. Then after that, we have to take preventive measures that will counter the reoccurring of the observation. And after that, verification. After taking the preventive actions, we have to verify it whether it is working 100%, or some modifications are needed. After implementation of self-inspection program, we can see the continuous improvement by monitoring the effectiveness and refining the process. After getting the observation, we have to monitor those corrective actions, and after that we have to analyze the data. After analysis of data, we will identify whether that corrective actions are working 100%, or we require some refining on the process. So friends, this is all about self-inspection. We tried to cover all the aspects of self-inspection in this, but still if you have any queries, you may ask the questions in the comments. So we'll come with new topics in our next session. Thank you very much for joining with us.